So today we'll discuss about the regulation of a transformer. Basically, regulation here is it's a indicating to voltage regulation of a transformer. Okay, so the formula or percentage regulation is actually no load voltage by minus full load voltage by no load voltage. Yeah, no load voltage, right? So if I take the circuit diagram, right? So this is the equivalent circuit referred to primary. Okay, so similarly you can also have a equivalent circuit referred to the secondary. Now suppose there is no load, so I2 dash is equals to 0, no load condition. Then what is V2 dash? V2 dash will be approximately equals to V1, right? Because the only no load current is flowing into this shunt limb, right? Core loss component and magnetizing current component, and this voltage drop is almost very negligible. So I can say that this no load voltage is equals to the supply voltage, right? So I can say that the percentage regulation V2 that is V1 minus the full load voltage regulation, that is V2 dash divided by V1 multiplied by 100 gives me percentage regulation. Okay, similarly if I have represented the circuit onto the secondary side, now also the voltage regulation, percentage regulation under no load condition, it will be V1 dash, and on load condition, full load condition, it will be V2 divided by V1 dash, right? Multiplied by 100 gives me percentage regulation, right? So this is the basic idea how we calculate the voltage. What is the amount of voltage drop taking place in the transformer, right? Now suppose if regulation is high, percentage regulation of a transformer is high, what do you mean by that? Suppose it is 10%. What do you mean by that? That is a 10% of voltage is going to be drop taking place in the transformer. So if I give you 100 volts as a supply, I am getting only 90 volts at the terminals, right? Under full load condition, when it is drawing, when the transformer is loaded to full load, I am getting 90 volts only. So depending upon the loading condition, if the terminal voltage goes on varies like this, then this creates a problem for both residential consumers and industrial consumers, residential and industrial customers. Okay, so our machinery in the industry or our home appliances, all they are specified to a one particular voltage ratings. So our voltage in our households, if I measure, it should be always 230 phase to neutral voltage, or 400 face to face voltage. It should not vary, it should remain constant. That is one of the quality measure of the supply voltage, right? So we have to make sure that the voltage deviation at the terminals of my transformer should not vary very large quantity. Okay, it should vary only 1% to 2%, or for in case of power transformers, it's okay, it may go bit higher, right, more than 3% like that. But particularly in case of distribution transformers, these are located nearer to the consumers, nearer to the residential area and industrial area. So here what happens, if the voltage regulation of distribution transformer is very high, this is definitely going to hamper the quality of the supply and the households, right? So we should try to minimize the regulation and design such a transformer whose regulation is going to be very low even for full load operation. Now let us see how on what parameters these regulation depends, and what we have to take into consideration while designing a transformer, right? Now if I know all the circuit parameters, primary side impedance values and secondary side impedance values, and shunt branch resistance and magnetizing reactance XM, if I know all the circuit parameters of a transformer, right, now I can straightforward calculate the regulation by drawing the phasor diagram, right, by drawing the phasor diagram. So I draw the phasor diagram, V2, and the current, load current, this load current, okay, I take this one, V2 dash, and I'm trying to draw the phasor diagram for the equivalent circuit referred to the primary. So I2 dash will be lagging behind this terminal voltage by some angle, load angle, right? I say load power factor angle. So this is I2 dash and this is V2 dash, and this is lagging by some power factor angle, load power factor angle. Now to this, if I add this drop, I2 dash multiplied by R2 dash and I2 dash multiplied by X2 dash, these two voltage drops to V2 dash, I'll get the E2 dash or E1. So R resistive drop I have to draw along the line, this I2 dash, right? So this drop is I2 dash R2 dash, and perpendicular to this one, okay, this is 90 degrees, and this is I2 dash X2 dash, this phasor, and if I join these two, now this is E1 or E2 dash, this voltage. Now to this voltage, if I add this drop, I'll get the supply voltage. Now to add this drop, I need to have the current I1, but I know only I2 dash. I have to add this I0 to I2 dash to get I1. So I'll draw here the currents in, so this will be this current, okay, let me draw like this, this component as I0. So this component and this component, this is IR or IC, IC, and this component is I mu. So this is a vector combination of these two components, right? So oh, no, no, yeah, current lags, right? I mu one second. So for this voltage, IR will be in phase and I mu will be lagging. It will be lagging. So this will be am I correct? Correct me if I am going wrong. I don't have book with me also right now. So to this is IC and this will be I mu, and the combination of these two currents phasor vectorially, this will be the I naught component. Now adding these two, I naught and I2 dash, now this will be my I1. Okay, so this will be my I1. Now to this line, if I add, this is parallel to this line, so this is I1 R1, and perpendicular to this line, if I add, this is I1 X1, and add these two points like this, so I will get V1. This is V1. Okay, so now from the terminal voltage, we know the full load terminal voltage and the corresponding current and its power factor angle. All from this and the circuit diagram parameters we know. From that we will be calculating the induced supply voltage vectorially, and then we calculate the percentage regulation is equals to V1 magnitude minus V2 dash by V1 magnitude multiplied by 100. Okay, so that is how, this is the procedure, actual procedure to get an exact percentage regulation of a transformer given under the condition the circuit parameters of the transformer, right? But there are some approximations. This is the first procedure and exact procedure. Now the second is what we do, we approximate the circuit diagram for calculating the regulation. Okay, what we do, we eliminate the shunt branch and take only series impedance values of the transformer. Now shunt branch is removed, right? So this is R1 X1, R2 dash, X2 dash, this is V1, this is V2 dash. Here we have E1 is equals to E2 dash, right? So it is actually, it's a reasonable approximation, not so adversely affecting the regulation. Even if you remove this branch, the regulation values will not going to be drastically varied, right? Because what is actually missing here, if I remove this branch, I am actually here now I1 is having both I0 plus I2 dash. This is I2 dash, right? Now this component is very small as compared to this component. So because this is very small compared to this component, the voltage drop caused due to only I0 is very small, right? So that is why they are going to neglect this I0 component and enter the shunt component, right? Now simply now this under this condition our phasor diagram will be very simple. So given V2 dash and I2 dash, I will be, this is load power factor angle. Now I will add to this in line with my current vector, and this component is now both here I2 dash now is equals to I1. Now in this case I can take any one I1. What is this current now? R equivalent. What is R equivalent? R equivalent is sum of R1 plus R2 dash, and the perpendicular component to the current. Now this is I1 X equivalent, where X equivalent is X1 plus X2 prime. Now joining these 2 points will give me V1. That's it. So this is very simple phasor diagram compared to the previous one. Compared to this one, this is very simple, right? Now yeah, so you can find out the regulation now. Percentage regulation under this again is equals to V1 magnitude minus V2 prime divided by V1. Okay, multiplied by 100 gives me the percentage. Now we can derive one relationship straight away in terms of the circuit parameters. Let me do that. Now I am trying to directly find out some relation. Instead of doing all this phasor algebra, I will try to derive some approximate relationship for regulation to straight away find out the regulation of the transformer, right? Now what we do is yeah, so let me take, this is O, this is A, this is B, and this is C, right? Now keeping this fixed, keeping this O as a fixed, this phasor OC, I am moving the tip of the C, I am moving the tip of the C, then it forms a circular arc like this. Okay, right? And extend the OA line, extend the OA line like this, right? And drop perpendicular lines from point B and point C to this line. Are you able to see my screen properly? Right? So what I have done, I have dropped 2 perpendicular lines from B and C. Now the approximate again, in this again we have 2 methods, approximate method. In this we assume that V1 now let me define the 2 points also. Now we have O, A, B, C, D and E point. These points are D and E points, right? Now the approximate method, in this method I define the magnitude of I1 is equals to approximately the length of the phasor, that is O and E, length of the phasor OE. Actually it should be this point O, D, E, F. It should be actually the magnitude of vector VA is actually equals to OF, but I am taking it as OE. I am taking it as OE. Now under that condition under that condition I am writing here on this side, what is OE? OE is equals to length of the vector OA plus AD plus DE, right? Now I want to calculate this OD and DE, but I know the phasor AB is actually having a magnitude of I1 R equivalent, and this is load angle phi, and this is also phi, right? And yeah, now this is also makes phi angle, and this also makes angle phi, right? Because they are 90 degrees. This is 90 degrees, this is 90 degrees. If this makes phi, then this tip C also makes phi with respect to the vertical line, right? Now under that condition, now OA is the phasor V2 prime. This is V2 prime, this phasor OA, and AD is AB cos phi. This is AB. What is AB? AB is I1 R equivalent into cos phi. And what is DE? DE is actually, see, I will draw one more line here. Okay. Now if I draw one more horizontal line like this and extend this CE line touching this line, now this let me indicate this point also, EFG, this point EFG. So DE is also equals to length B and G. The length of B and G is equals to D and E. So what is BG? We know this length. BC is x1 I1 x equivalent BC phasor. So I want this length BG, so which is opposite side, so that is I1 x equivalent into sin phi. Okay, I1 x equivalent into sin phi. So now OE is V1 right? So from here V1 minus V2 dash is equals to I1 R equivalent cos phi plus I1 x equivalent sin phi. Now to get the percentage value, if I divide it by P1 on both sides like this, now I will get this is equals to percentage regulation, now which is is equals to, I can term this as the, this is a resistive drop. I1 R equivalent is a resistive drop taking percentage of the rated voltage, that gives me the percentage resistive drop ER cos phi plus this is percentage reactance drop EX sin phi, right? Now this is the formula, state away formula for the percentage regulation in case of two approximations. One is I am neglecting the shunt branch in the equivalent circuit, and other one is I am taking the vector length VA is equals to OE instead of OF, right? So these two approximation, under these two approximation, this is valid, this relationship is valid, right? Now one more observation. Now I have chosen this current as a lagging power factor, but if I take the leading power factor load current, suppose this transformer is delivering to a capacitive load and this current is now leading with respect to the terminal voltage V2 dash. If V2 is 0 difference, then I2 dash will be now leading plus angle of some phi. Earlier we have taken minus phi, now I will be taking plus phi. Now under that condition, if you redraw the phasor diagram and try to do the same vectorial simplification, then I will be getting a minus sign here, a minus sign here. So plus sign is for lagging currents and minus sign is for leading currents. Okay, right? So this is the formula for percentage regulation, ER cos phi plus or minus EX sin phi. What is ER? The resistive drop taken as the percentage of the rated voltage, and EX is reactive drop taken as a percentage of rated voltage. Okay, now this is the formula for regulation. Now if I want to, somebody asked you to find out what is the exact voltage regulation under this condition, under this simplified equivalent circuit. Now if I want to calculate the complete length, that is OF, right? So what I do is I'll erase this one. Now I can also write down, this is exact relationship, right? Now V1 square, okay, let me write in lengths, that is OC length square is equals to OE length square plus EC length square. Okay, so this phasor square is equals to OE, this phasor length square plus CE, this particular length square. Okay, based on this relationship, we'll substitute all the values and try to find out. So this is V1 square is equals to OE is OE is v2 prime plus I1 R equivalent cos phi plus I1 x equivalent sin phi, this whole square ఎండింగ్ వచ్చిందా అయిపోతుందా ఓకే క్లాస్ మధ్యలో ఉన్నామా ప్లస్ now what is this length CE length is actually this CE length is equals to CG length minus EG length, right? Now CG is, we know that this is I1 x equivalent cos phi, and EG length is actually equals to dB length. This length is equals to also dB. Now this is equals to I1 R equivalent sin phi, opposite of this phi. So this is I1 R equivalent sin phi. So substituting these, right, I1 x equivalent cos phi minus I1 R equivalent sin phi whole square. Okay, so this is having some mathematics. Okay, what they do is so they bring out this onto this one, v1 square minus I1 x equivalent cos phi minus I1 R equivalent sin phi whole square is equals to v1 dash plus I1 R equivalent cos phi plus I1 x equivalent sin phi whole square, right? Again, if I remove this whole square, now this will become under root, right? Now what they do is they take out yeah, so I'll write down like this. Okay, so v1 square 1 minus I1 x equivalent cos phi minus I1 R equivalent sin phi. I can bring out this into the square term, so this becomes v1 whole square if I to this also there is 1 by 2 and to this also 1 by 2, so that means this 1 by 2 and 2 gets cancels, so I can remove this one, right? Now this is equals to v1 prime plus I1 R equivalent cos phi plus I1 x equivalent sin phi. So they expand this series in using binomial expansion, and they simplify, neglect the higher order terms. So this is something like binomial expansion and neglect higher order terms. So second and higher order, neglect second and higher order terms, right? So this is v1 So 1 minus I think 1 by 2 I1 x equivalent cos phi minus I1 r equivalent sin phi by v1 and so on. These terms is equals to v1 dash plus I1 r equivalent cos phi plus I1 x equivalent sin phi. This is correct. This is minus time. Yeah, this is plus plus, right? This is plus plus. Okay. So what I can do now? V1 V1 is equals to, I can bring out all these terms on V1 and this term I am bringing out this side. V1 minus V1 dash is equals to these two terms I1 r equivalent cos phi plus I1 x equivalent sin phi minus this minus will become plus on this side. So this is 1 by 2 I1 x equivalent cos phi minus I1 r equivalent sin phi. Okay, so now percentage regulation, to calculate I divide by V1 throughout this. Okay, so now I write down simply ER cos phi plus EX sin phi, which is our previous equation, same equation for percentage regulation. To this we are getting some extra term, that is 1 by EX cos phi minus ER sin phi term. So this is an extra term we are getting for percentage regulation with exact formula. This is exact formula, but under assumption that the shunt branch is removed again, right? Shunt branch is not there. Okay, if shunt branch is also there, then you have to do the calculations using only phasor notation, right? So this is about the regulation, right? So ER is the percentage or per unit resistance drop, I1 R equivalent by V1, or EX is equals to I1 X equivalent by V1, percentage or per unit reactance drop. Now if you notice that the regulation of the transformer is majorly dependent on the three important parameters of the I can say the load current, the resistance and reactance of the transformer, and also the power factors, load power factors. Okay, so depending upon all these quantities, the percentage regulation depends. Okay, so you can actually take in a tabular column, suppose for one particular load power factor angle, if it is purely resistance, then this is 0, and it is lagging slowly 30 degrees, minus 30, minus 60, and perfectly lagging 90 degrees. Now under that condition, you can calculate the percentage regulation values like that, and then slowly go to the leading side, plus 30 or plus 60 plus 30, like that. So if you draw this, then you will be getting a graph. This is percentage regulation versus the power factor or power factor angle, right? So somewhere you notice that this is going to have a zero regulation. This is a lagging, this is leading power factor, right? So somewhere at leading power factor, still at a zero power factor angle, or unity power factor, there will be a positive regulation, 1% or 1.5% of positive regulation. But when you move on to the leading side power factor, slowly this regulation comes to zero, right? So always in a transformer, the zero regulation occurs. Zero regulation means, what do you mean by zero regulation? What do you mean by zero regulation? So whatever we give the input voltage, we have the same voltage at the secondary terminals of the transformer. So that is, there is no change in voltages, primary and secondary, in magnitude. Phase displacement there may be, but in magnitude they may be phase displaced. They may be, this is V1 and this is V2 prime, they may be phase displaced, but they have same equal length, phasor lengths, right? So under that condition we get zero regulation. So only zero regulation occurs at some finite leading power factor, load power factor. So if the load is having some capacitive in nature, then there is a possibility of zero regulation. Otherwise it is always a positive regulation. Always positive regulation means sending a primary side voltage is higher than the secondary side voltage. So this is always higher than the secondary side voltage. Okay, so that condition you can get actually. What is zero here? Yeah, the percentage regulation, if I make it to zero, so I'll have this relation ER cos phi is equals to minus EX sin phi. So I can write down tan phi is equals to minus ER by EX, right? So, or otherwise this is R equivalent by X equivalent. I both same cancel, V cancels. So I can tell that this is the condition at which the regulation becomes zero. And from this you can find out the corresponding power factor angle, cos phi. And this minus sign indicates this cos phi is a leading power factor angle. So this is theta, this is R equivalent, and this is X equivalent, and this is Z equivalent. So tan theta is equals to R equivalent by X equivalent, and cos theta is equals to X equivalent by Z equivalent, right? But this minus sign gives me the leading power factor angle.